Good morning, everyone. I'm Amber, and welcome to RM Kids Online. This month has been one of the best months of my life. I got accepted into the CAUSA, the Creative Astronauts of the United States of America. And last week, the Space Monkeys had me design and paint my own spaceship. It was so cool. And now I'm just practicing how I'm gonna eat space food. Maybe it'll be a little easier when there's not any gravity. Hello?
Amber Parker,
Yes.
this week your mission is to create the snacks that will sustain you in space. Good day.
Oh, I guess I didn't think about that. There's no Chick-fil-A in space. It'd be like every day is Sunday. Hello?
Oh yeah, make some for us too.
What should I make that monkeys like? What kind of space snack should I make for me? Space snacks for me and monkeys. I know, Pinterest! After a few minutes of searching, I've come up with a gourmet recipe that the monkeys and I are sure to adore. Hello, and welcome to Cooking with a Cosmonaut. Today, we're going to be making some delicious space snacks. Step 1, preheat the oven to 350 degrees. That's not even close to the temperature of the sun. Step number 2, mix your dry ingredients. We've got some flour and some sugar. Don't forget that salt. Oh, sprinkles. And some baking soda. And some sprinkles. And some sprinkles. And some sprinkles. Woo! A little more flour. It's kind of a little bit. We need a lot of snacks. We're gonna be gone for a long time. Love it. All right. Step 1 completed. On to step 3. The wet ingredients. Let's see. We need bananas and eggs and chocolate, oil and milk. And we are first going to take the banana, peel it from the bottom like the monkeys do. And then you have to mash the banana. We want a really good creamy consistency. This looks so good, doesn't it? Okay, next step. We're gonna crack the eggs. Put them in there, not the crunchy part. Nobody likes that. And another one. Make it fluffy, it's gonna be so good. And then, we're gonna put in some chocolate. It's gonna be so good. And then some more sprinkles. And then some more chocolate. All right. Last wet ingredient, the oil. Keeps, it's hard to do when your hands have bananas on them. Keep everything just nice and moist and fluffy and good and stuff. And the milk from a freshly milked cow. Elsie. Very nice. Okay, so now we gotta mix the wet ingredients together. Love it. Okay, and that's the end of step 3. Okay, step number 4, we've got to take our wet ingredients and then we've got to combine them with our dry ingredients. Get in there, sprinkles. Okay, awesome, and then we're going to mix until thoroughly combined. That looks so good, but it doesn't have enough sprinkles. Okay, now that looks a lot better. Brian, that is looking so Then we're going to pour the mixture into our prepared pan. Alright. Let's see. Oh yeah, it's got a really good consistency. Okay, that is step 5. Step number 6, we're gonna put her in the oven. Alright. Set the time for 1 light year. Okay, and now to wait. Whew. This is a big mess, but we had a good purpose in making it. Did you know that God created you for a purpose? In Matthew 22, 37 through 40, Jesus says that the 2 most important things are 1, to love God with all that you are, and 2, to love others. And I think a pretty good way to show love to others is by blessing them with food. I'm gonna use my creativity to bless the monkeys with some space snacks. But you know, there's plenty of people who've used their creativity to bless me by feeding me. And those people really showed me God's love. Is there anyone who shows you God's love by feeding you? Give them a big hug today. All right, it looks like our snacks are almost ready. While we're waiting, let's play a game. I'm gonna give you a word, and your mission is to find an item for each letter of that word from your pantry. Okay, so for example, if the word started with B, you could go and find a banana. Okay, are you ready? Your word is star. You have 60 seconds. Good luck. Go!
Also, parents, don't forget we have something for you. If you'll scroll down and click the Parent Packets link below, you will receive some activities and questions that will help you reinforce this week's bottom line. Next to it, you will find our God Times devotionals. These are for the week. They are to help your child develop the habit of spending time with God each day.
Whew, there's the timer. Can you guys smell these? They smell amazing. Let's see how they turned out. Woo! Look at these beauties. Banana Cosmic Brownies. Woo! Quality control. We're gonna see how they taste. I don't want to take something up into space if it's not very delicious. If I can open it. Oh, they're beautiful. You smell the banana flavor through the wrapper. Better than I could have imagined. I think the monkeys are gonna go bananas over these. All right, guys, I better go make some more batches. Over and out.
Hey everybody, it's me, Jacob, and today I'm here to talk to you about creativity. Creativity is imagining what you could do because you were made in God's image. There are so many different artistic ways to be creative. And today, I hope to demonstrate just how creative I am in the culinary arts. Now you might be thinking, oh, hey Jacob, what are the culinary arts? And that's totally okay because I had to look it up too. I had no idea. So allow me to elucidate. I had to look that word up too. Okay. Basically, it's this. I'm making chocolate. Yes! Ugh. You see, I started thinking, I know I'm creative because I was created in the image of God. But what if drawing and sculpting and, art stuff isn't my thing? What if chocolate making was my thing, my purpose? And time for the last thing, the cocoa powder. In my research, I learned that chocolate comes from a bean that grows from the cacao tree, which technically means that chocolate's a vegetable. True story. Oh, this looks so good. Bon appetit. That is so good. I think I've really discovered what my purpose is. Chocolatey goodness. It's like in today's story. God had a purpose for a woman named Esther, and you're going to find out if she discovered her purpose before it was too late. Time to check the old recipe book. Oh, let's see. Chill for 4 hours. Chill for 4 hours. No, I'm kidding, obviously. It means to put it in the freezer. Just, duh. I had to look it up. And I spent 2 hours in the freezer before I realized that it meant the chocolate and not me. So, see you soon.
The Bible. It's 66 books of history, stories, letters, and poetry that fit together to form God's one big story. The epic adventure of how He created us and loves us so much that He made a way to rescue us. As we travel through the Bible, from Genesis to Revelation, we discover people who met God and found their lives changed forever. Now, for an amazing story. Inspired by the Book of Esther.
Esther was the queen of Persia.
Wait, what? Queen?
Esther didn't become queen in the usual way. See, her father wasn't a king, and she wasn't from a noble family.
It's just me and cousin Mordecai.
In fact, Esther was Jewish. Many of God's people had been captured and brought to Babylon when their home, Judah, was conquered. Then Babylon was taken over by Persia. So Esther grew up in a land that wasn't her own. When Esther's parents died, her cousin Mordecai raised her as his very own daughter.
Always remember what our scriptures say. Love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul. Love Him with all your strength.
One day, a new king named Xerxes came to power in Persia. He was so impulsive that he actually fired his queen Vashti simply for refusing to show up at a wild party.
She will never see me again.
When Xerxes had finally calmed down, he had realized he now had no queen.
I have no queen.
He would have to find a new one.
I must find a new one.
So the king decided to hold a contest. He ordered his officials to gather the most beautiful young women in the land and put them through an entire year of beauty treatments. Esther was one of those girls chosen.
Cousin Mordecai, what do I do?
Don't tell anyone you're from a Jewish family.
I have chosen my new queen. Drum roll. My new queen is Esther.
Me?
Assume the queenly royal crown. I might have to resize it.
Just as Xerxes had so impulsively switched queens, he also promoted a royal official named Haman higher than all of the other nobles in the kingdom.
Bow to me, you fools!
Haman was delighted when all of the officials outside the palace bowed low before him. When he discovered that Mordecai refused to bow, he was enraged.
You have to bow! Somebody make him bow!
Haman was so angry. He made a plan to destroy not only Mordecai, but all the Jews in the land. He laid it out for the king.
Your Majesty, these Jews live differently than everyone else. They don't obey your laws.
Fiddlesticks! That's just wrong.
Precisely. Give the order to destroy them.
Consider it done.
Xerxes agreed to the terrible decree. Messengers took the letter all over the kingdom.
Hear ye, hear ye. On the 13th day of the 12th month, all Jews are to be killed. Hear ye, hear ye.
When Mordecai and the other Jews discovered the horrible news, they dressed in rough clothing and wept bitterly. Mordecai sent a message to Esther in the palace, telling her what Haman had done.
You must ask the king to save our people.
Esther was devastated. She sent a response to her cousin.
No one can come before the king unless he sends for them. If I do it, I'll die, unless he reaches out his gold scepter to me.
Mordecai sent his answer right back.
You may not escape, even though you're queen. Who knows? It's possible that you became queen for just a time like this.
He's right. Here, tell this to Mordecai. Gather all the Jews. Don't eat anything for 3 days. I and my servants will fast too. Then I'll go to the king.
Esther faced an impossible dilemma, but she took 3 days to prepare her heart and her mind.
Bring my most beautiful royal robes.
Heart racing, Esther entered the throne room. Across the long hall, she saw the king seated high on the throne. Breathless, she waited for him to see her.
Please, please, please.
The king looked up, his dark eyes locked on Esther's face. And then he smiled. He reached out his golden scepter.
Thank God.
What is it, Queen Esther? I'll give you anything, up to half my kingdom.
Esther could have made her request right away, but she knew she would have a better chance if she made the king curious.
King Xerxes, if it pleases you, come to a feast I prepared today. Oh, and bring Haman.
Consider it done.
Esther created an elaborate feast for the king and his number 2 official.
Look at me, you peasants, invited to the queen's banquet.
At the meal, King Xerxes once again tried to discover what Esther wanted.
I'll give you anything, up to half my kingdom.
Once again, Esther held her ground and waited for the perfect moment.
I'd like you and Haman to come to another feast tomorrow. Then I'll answer your question.
The king agreed, and Haman spent the whole evening bragging to all of his friends.
You guys, the queen thinks I am the bomb.
But the second feast was a different story. As before, Esther prepared an incredible meal. Both Haman and the king were quick to dig in.
What do you want me to do for you? I'll give you up to half my kingdom.
Esther took a deep breath. Something told her this was the right moment.
Your Majesty, let me live. Please spare my people. We have been sold to be destroyed.
Haman paled and choked on his fillet, but the king's face flushed red with rage.
Who is the man who has dared to do such a thing?
Esther turned her gaze on Haman.
Haman is the one.
In a panic, Haman threw himself at the queen.
Totally didn't mean it. Please, please, please let me live.
You dare attack the queen? Take him away.
That very night, Haman was killed, and the king created a new order that would allow the Jews to be saved.
We will celebrate this day with great joy.
God had given Esther a surprising position in a foreign nation, and when the time was right, she would use all she had been given to save her people.
God always has a purpose. He had a purpose for Queen Esther when he put her in the right place at the right time to save her people. He had a purpose when he sent Jesus to pay for the sins of the world. And here's something you may not know. God made you for a purpose. It's true. Now, you may not have to save a bunch of people from total destruction. I don't know, or maybe you will. Who knows what God has planned for you? But I do know God has a plan and a purpose for your life, whether it be big or small. So think about it. What's your purpose? Is there something you like to do more than anything else? Like baking, or organizing, or juggling. Maybe what you like to do has something to do with your purpose. Or what about this? Is there something that you care about more than anything else? Like animals, or taking care of people, or keeping the planet clean? Maybe those things have something to do with your purpose. Whatever it is, here's the one thing to remember. God created you for a purpose. Actually, I think it would be safe to say purposes. Maybe it's something giant, like Esther. Or maybe something simple, like chocolates. Didn't get it. So close, gonna keep trying. Yes! Purpose!
I just wanna thank you 'cause everything you made is so beautiful. Every single star and every beat of my heart, and it's beautiful. You made my feet, you made my hands, you made me sing and you made me dance, 'cause your love is all around me, and your love is so astounding. I just wanna thank you 'cause everything you made is so beautiful. Every single star and every beat of my heart, and it's beautiful. Here we go, break it down now. Everything you created with your imagination is wonderful and good. Wonderful and good. You're my inspiration beyond all explanation. You're wonderful and good. You're wonderful and good. Everything you created with your imagination is wonderful and good. Wonderful and good. You're my inspiration beyond all explanation. You're wonderful and good. You're wonderful and good. I just wanna